Writer's Zen is back for the AppSumo Day sale. I'll put further links down below so you can check this one out. But this is one of my most used deals. I got this quite a few years ago. And let's just start off with a couple of negatives. They don't seem to be actively developing this anymore, but the positive is it all works. It runs fine. They used to be very engaged and rolling out lots of updates, and they just seem to have stopped. So I don't know why that is, but I still use this an awful lot, and I think it still offers great value. So let me just give you a quick tour. So over here we can discover new topics. You simply enter a keyword. So I don't know, let's say cats. You can do it by country. So I'm in the UK. And language, hit search. It's now going to go out and create a topical overview of the subject, in this case cats, but it could be anything you're interested in. This can take a few minutes, so while it's doing that, let's hop over to one of the other elements we've got, which is Keyword Explorer. Again, you simply type the keywords, select where you want to go and what language. You can also import a keyword list, so if you've already got a load of keywords, pop them in there. You can do it by domain, so you can target a domain and see what keywords they're ranking for. And you can do a wildcard, so how star Toyota car or whatever it is you want to search for. I'm running it for cats again in the UK, no wildcard. We get the SERP overview, which tells us who's ranking where, and you can see it's the big names: Wikipedia, IMDb for the, I guess that's the film Cats, Reddit, which has been floating to the top quite a lot. And eventually it will pull through information based on search volume, keyword ideas. And you can see as I hover over each of these that has the yellow underline, it has a nice little explanation as to what's going on. So if you're new to this, this is really cool. It's got a kind of inbuilt learning hub to help you understand what it is you're looking at. So there's over 800,000 searches, last month 673. So you get all the stats, you get the cost, there's 880 keyword ideas, you get the search volume over time, and then we get the keyword data. So here you can see we've got cats, cats protection, cats for sale, the trend. We can just click on that to see, dive deeper, the keyword difficulty, the search overview. So there's loads of information for you. You've then also got the option to do things like a golden filter. And if I do all keywords, it will now take a few minutes. This gets deducted from the credits you have each month. And this tries to work out how difficult each keyword is to rank for. So in this case, there's 6,179 keywords, and I need that number of credits, but because I'm on a really old plan, I've got more than enough to run this. So this can take some time. You can see it's checking for all in title. So the term cats or cat protection is in the title, and it gives you a golden score. So we'll leave that running. We'll have a look at some insights while it's doing that. And you can see cats, show ideas. You've got questions, alphabet, numerical. So cats giving birth, what to do. Cats allergic to what flowers. These are all questions that you could answer on your blog. And then we've got a bit of, then you've got things to do with the alphabet. And you've got numerical, so cat 4-in-1 vaccine, for example. So lots of great information for you to dig into if you are interested in researching for blogs. You've then got Keyword Planner. This is just a way of bulk importing a load of keywords. So I've run one earlier for coffee roasting. Let's say you're doing a website about coffee roasting. And this is an example where it's actually clustered it as well. So you don't just get the keyword information, you can cluster it into the different topics to make sure you're not covering the same topic over and over again with 10 articles that are basically the same to avoid that duplication. And so it does a great job. You see we've got 3 topics here, and we've got clusters within the topics. And then within each of the clusters, you can see which coffee roast is best, what coffee roast do I like, what coffee roast is the best. So writing one article can cover those 3, which is why they've been clustered together. So all these results are dead easy to then use because you can simply export them out. They come out as a spreadsheet so you can go through it. And in my case, I might dump a load of these into ZimWriter to write the articles, but you can actually create articles within this platform. Let's just go back to the cats one, see where we're up to. So we're starting to see some of the results now of the search. Golden score 100, and the golden score needs to be 1 for it to be worth taking a look at. So cats is so generic, you're not going to rank for it. You see 16, but then we can filter these by Oh, they're not done yet, so we might need to wait a while longer. So cats is clearly quite a difficult topic to break into. We're getting there. Here we go. So let's have a look down here. Here we go. So kittens near me, world's best cat litter, cat litter crystals. So these are all things that have a golden score of around 1, which means they're a bit easier to rank for than if you go up. And cat clinic is very difficult to rank for. So let's say you want to write about cat towers for large cats. You select the keyword. So you select your project. You can select if you want AI assistance, which we do. And you can also have a content brief, which is for the AI output, but also can be for your human writer if you're getting someone to write this for you. So let's hit create. So here's an example of the inbuilt writing tool within WritersZen. Once it's done all the analysis it needs, you can see it pulls up a very simple editor. So you can just do your headings and your main text here. And then you can see it's got the highlights where it's trying to highlight the elements that it believes have to be in there. So you can see we've got all the target keywords. We can click and we can see all those target keywords. We can highlight them, take the highlight off, but we might want to put cat trees in. You see these are missing elements, big cat trees. So if I just type in, so you can see big cat trees is now 1 of 1. If I take that out, it will update and say 0 of 1. So you can make sure you're covering all the topics. So what it generates is an AI piece of content, which you can then go into, check out the keywords. You can have a little look at the outline down the side here. So here's the AI outline. We can have a look at what the competitors are doing. We can check for questions. Have we answered questions? Google likes helpful content, although quite how useful this approach is these days when you've got AI SERP results, I don't know. And it also has a built-in plagiarism checker. So you don't have to use this just on articles that are generated by WritersZen. You can actually use it, just paste in an article and it'll do a plagiarism check for you. So that's very cool. You've got some AI tools to go along with this. So we can generate paragraphs, answers, next paragraphs. I don't really use this much because, as I say, I use ZimWriter, but it's a feature that's there. I'm not sure what the underlying model is. I don't think they've kept it as up to date as other platforms. I think it's still using maybe an OpenAI 3 or maybe 4, I'm not sure. I'd like the option for them to swap to something like Claude, which I find gives much better results. But there we go. If they have updated it, they haven't announced it. So the returning deal, I believe, is structured and priced the same as when it was last on AppSumo. You can start off with just $79. That gets you 50 keyword lookups, 50 topic lookups, and 50 articles per month. And you can check your words for plagiarism, all that kind of stuff. And basically, as the tiers go up, you pay more, you get more. It's a pretty simple system and everything else is included. We also get some team seats, and I'm not sure what it goes up to. This is a preview sheet I've been given, so I can't tell you the maximum tier. It looks like sharing codes 1 to 4 of 5. So it looks like there's 5 tiers in total. And obviously the 5th tier will get you the most. So if you're going to be doing a lot of keyword research and potentially using this as an AI writer, you're going to want to get a higher tier. But to check them all out, you'll find my affiliate link down below. Clicking that will help me and the channel. So the topic planner has finished, and we can now take a look at the topic of cats, an internet favorite. And you can see it's discovered 76 topics, and we've got cats as being the main topic, but then we've got other related topics. So cats and dogs, tongue soup, cat soup, fish soup for cats, I guess it would be. Cats the musical. We've got going to meet cats at rescue, senior cat diet, cats that deserve dark forest by Stonecloud. I don't even know what that means. So you've got a lot of different topics that you could take a look at and drill down into. You can take a look at them by relevance or by search volume. So cat cafe is quite popular. Heat stroke in dogs and cats. So if you are pet related, you probably want to take a look at doing joint articles where there's some overlap. And then I can see we've got some cat types cropping up: Bengal cat, ragdoll cat, tabby cat. And so this gives you a lot of ideas, especially if you're new to a particular topic. This will help you understand the kind of things that are involved and help you dig further. I mean, if we show ideas, headlines to consider, so you've got some suggested headlines there and suggested insights. Cats and soup. So again, cat soup. And we can look at the questions. propositions, comparisons, no data found for that one. So there's an awful lot of information for you to go through. You can make lists, you can download the information, you can pass it on. It's good if you've got teammates this, because you can all work on this at the same time. So be sure to get the right plan with the right number of team seats for you. If you're new to SEO and websites, they actually offer a full SEO fundamentals and best practice course. This came out a few years ago. I don't know how much of it is still relevant today with the shifting world of Google, AI and all the rest of it, but it's got a lot of fundamentals and it will be helpful to understand things like keyword clustering and the golden ratio that they use within the platform. So it's not only about websites in general, but it's how to use Writer Zen to get the most out of your research. As you can see, I use this all the time. I've got loads of different research going on in here. I research based on websites, keywords, all sorts. I find this has been a very useful tool for me to dip in and out of. And if you don't have anything like SEMrush, Ahrefs, all that kind of stuff, this is definitely one to pick up because it is just a one-time cost. Hope you found this quick review useful. Thanks for watching.